Hi there everybody, welcome to another video. On today's video I have this Mercedes B-Class. This is a 2006 model, the W245, and basically I'm just gonna quickly show you how to run the wires if you wanted to retrofit some rear parking sensors. So that's what I'm doing. It's freezing out here. Snowing a little bit, but what can we do? So I'm just going to show you the kit that I have, and then how I wired it around, how I wired all the cables around, to give you an idea if you wanted to fit some rear parking sensors. Right, okay, so these are the sensors, by the way. I painted them to make them sort of color code them to the color of the bumper here. I originally bought them in matte black so I can paint them. This is the kit that I got here, still made, that particular one, PTS 400EX. So that kit there comes with the sensors, obviously the instructions, and it comes with this little box here, and it comes with this, which is the alarm sort of speaker, the speaker for the beeping sound when you engage reverse. Also you have the instructions, so you have to have a good look at the instructions and see how they tell you to fit the sensors. But basically the way I did it is follow this here. They ask you to keep like a 45 centimeter distance between each sensor, and also to fit them at a certain height. So this is your bumper here. You can measure more or less somewhere in between 45 centimeters and 65 centimeters. So you don't want to be below 45 and you don't want to be above 65. And I think I measure them at around 55 centimeters from the floor. And then obviously I got 45 centimeters and I drill the holes. You actually get a little drill which fits the size of the sensor, so you don't need to worry about that. You get the little drill bit that will drill the hole. The way I did it is basically, if you see here, there's sort of a line in the bumper, and I put some tape around that line, some masking tape, and then I measured the distance and I marked them with a pen, and I was able to drill the holes. So that was that. And then you can see my cables are coming out of here already. These cables are coming out there, and all of them are running through the back of the bumper. And I'm just going to show you in a minute where they go into, or which hole I use to fit them in. Actually, I had to remove the bumper to do this, and I have a video on how to remove the bumper, so I'll put that in this a link to that video if you need to remove that bumper. However, I'm not gonna do that in this video, because this is just concentrating on more or less showing you how to wire it around if you have a B-Class. So anyway, so all those wires are coming into a hole that is sitting just, I'm gonna have a look down here, try to get the light on actually. Okay, the light is on the camera, and if you look, so if you look up there, there is a rubber grommet, and I removed that grommet and I fit my wire through there. Well, I got all the wires together with some masking tape, and I put them through that hole, and then I just fitted the grommet back in there. Okay, so shit, I need a phone there. So the 4 wires for the sensors come up through that hole, and that hole is just down there, and then that comes up. Those 4 connections come up, and I just plug them in here. Obviously I just tidied the wires a little bit in there because they are a little bit long. You then have, you're gonna find you're gonna connect this other cable. This cable goes to the alarm, or not the alarm but the siren, the beeping speaker. And then you're gonna have another cable which comes with 4 wires. Now the way I connected this, if you follow the instructions, it tells you, this is for the rear obviously, the pink and the red, you connect them together, and then through a fuse they go to the reverse light. The white wire is insulated and not used, and the black wire goes to ground. Now I also have this optional light here, so I also fitted the optional, which is this here, is gonna go in there. That just shows you the lights as well as the beeping sound, which is basically on your speaker wire. You're gonna have an extra connection coming out of it, where you can plug in that. So not rocket science. So then I got my pink and red here together, and I wire the whole thing here, solder it on, and then I have the red wire running through the back of this, as well as actually the wire for this. So the two of those wires are coming up this way behind this panel, so you can pull this panel out. It's a bit hard to pull out, but you can pull it out, and you can see that's where my wires are coming down, and they're actually behind the roof lining here. Again, you can pull this roof lining a little bit and you can see the wires. So they're going through there, and actually obviously this one just runs up to there, and it comes out there, and then I have to fit that there. The red wire comes through here. You'll find a hole up here if you put your hand in there which comes out here. You can see my red wire, put it through there, and it goes there, and then up there. And the reason it's going all the way up there is because the reverse light on this car is not here. It's in this door. The reverse light is actually here, and obviously there is another one there. But I've come to this side. The reason I come to this side is because of that, because I can run the red wire through there, whereas on the other side there isn't one. So there is an opening, but there's no protection like that, so that's why I use this side. And then there's my red wire, and there's my fuse. The fuse is already on the wire when you buy the kit, and there's two cables here connecting to this light, this reverse light. You have a negative and a positive. So the negative is the brown wire, and the positive is the one that is gray and yellow. So I wired my red wire to the gray and yellow. That will be the reverse light. There is another bulb in here, but that bulb doesn't work. That is supposed to be for the fog light, but you will find that these cars don't use 2 fog lights anymore. They only use 1. So only the other side is wired for the fog. This side is not wired for the fog. It's just odd that it has a bulb in there. But I checked, there's no wire. Anyway, so that is how I run the red wire. And like I said, that's the fuse there. So that goes into there, comes down there, and obviously it's just all connected here. There isn't really much to it. It's just a lot of wires everywhere. And your manual will also show you how to set this up. If you set for the front or for reverse parking sensors, and then also these other 2 are to set the distance. Anyway, you can see that in the manual. So for me, all is left to do now, it's I was just waiting for those to dry, but what I need to do is fit them onto the relevant cable and push them in, and then just test the system. So that's pretty much how I wire this. Now I'm gonna put it all back together. These panels here, by the way, these panels, like that panel up there, they literally unplug. They just unplug, no screws or anything like that. Also, actually, the negative wire coming out of here, I've connected it to that point there. So like I said, I'm gonna fit everything back and see if the system is working. And so at least you know all the points that I used and that they actually work. So not really gonna film fitting everything back, because it's just a matter of plugging back in all the panels and tidy things up a little bit. This thing here, I just need to measure the distance here so I can center it, put it in the center, and then there's 2 little screws that come with this kit, and then you screw that in there. So that kit there is this one here, Visual Display DSI. This is the one I got. That is just an optional extra, really. You don't need it if you have the speaker here, but sometimes it's a nice little feature to have. So yes, so now I'm going ahead, I'm gonna plug all the things back in, as I said, and then I'll come back to it and we'll test the system. By the way, although I said that all these panels literally just unplug, you need to unplug this one first and remove it and disconnect it from here. It's kind of together with that, so I need to take this one out as well a little bit in order to get the other one back in. They are a bit hard to pull, by the way, but this panel here, you won't be able to bring it down because you need to remove that pin there. Well, it's one of those where you pull the center and then the little pin comes out. So I'm just refitting that back, that holds that bit there, and then this bit unplugs, the rest of it unplugs. I had this removed, but you don't need to remove that. That was when I was trying to find out how that panel comes out. Anyway, I'll start fitting things. Okay, I finished. I got my sensors in. They are fitting really nice and flush, so I'm happy with that. And also I've got I stuck the unit at the back there for easy access, so all the cables can go onto that compartment over there, so they won't obstruct this going back in there. Also, this is the speaker. With the speaker, you have to decide where you're gonna put it, because it really depends how loud you want it. So it can be very loud if you have it out, or if you have it somewhere here, it will still be quite loud. So sometimes I put it all the way down, or I put it somewhere up or a little bit covered, so it doesn't make too much noise. So anyway, I've got that as well, got that on there. Everything is back in place, so I'm just gonna temporarily close this and just going to engage reverse here and see if the system starts beeping. It should technically, so you can hear that beep. Sometimes you need a car running, but since I'm on my own today, so you can already hear it. It's detecting me. So if I walk away, you can see the reverse lights are on. And as I approach the car, the alarm is beeping. So you can hear that. And that would be at a point where it beeps continuously. And also this should be working. Right, so we can technically regulate the volume a little bit by pressing this button here as well. So it's a bit quieter. That's loud. A bit quieter. And a bit quieter. So I think I'm gonna have it at that level, and I'm gonna put it somewhere in there. I'm just gonna stick it. It's got a double sticky tape on the back. Just peel that off and stick it somewhere, and that's it. So to be honest, I hope the video helps if you're trying to do the wiring or something like that, or sort of show you a little bit how to get the kit connected. So having done that, I hope this video helps. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.